December 2nd, 2023, Fortnite wanted to change the game. And even 6 months on from that end event, we are still feeling the effects. But this end event, and let's be fair to this end event, was basically a massive ad for Fortnite's new direction. Okay, let me rephrase that, because I don't think Fortnite's changed direction. Fortnite just revealed their intentions. Whether it's Tim Sweeney's intention to take over the world, or it's Fortnite's ever-present fear that they soon will be toppled by another game, and that BR won't be relevant in like 4 to 5 years' time. So that gave us Lego, Festival, and last but not least, Rocket Racing. Or maybe least in terms of player numbers, because we have to talk about a game that has less players concurrently than Team Rumble. I'm kind of doing this video in error because it was first reported that the Rocket Racing season, Neon Rush, had been extended to October 1st, but this was a mistake. It's only been extended to the 23rd of July. Of course, that initial mistake caused a lot of debates. Are Fortnite giving up on Rocket Racing if they're delaying the season to October 1st? And according to the roadmap, that would miss out an entire season, or push an entire season back one. Of course, that's what was being put across, so we now know that is not the case, and it's July 23rd. And this is actually a very complex debate when you start adding things like the metaverse, and Donald Mustard retiring, or as the community sees it, being pushed out. Many in the community see the added new game modes as constructs of the metaverse, and solely against Donald Mustard's image for Fortnite, whatever that may be. That obviously never came to fruition because he's now gone. But Rocket Racing hanging around 5,000 to 3,000 concurrent have got people who hate the Fortnite metaverse rubbing their hands together saying, I guess we were right. Of course, I can't be sure myself if this narrative of Donald Mustard versus the metaverse even actually exists. Like, of course, we don't actually know if Donald actually completely hates the metaverse. But it seems mostly publicly he's very much for it. Or no, the only negative he's got to say about it is Fortnite's overall direction they went with it. Not that he's against the metaverse. And with all that, I just think Spider-Gwen on the vocals, with Snake Eyes on the drums and Peely on the guitar is just about the best thing ever, and recreate a place where you can make that actually happen. I would completely agree from the interview Donald Mustard did, it seemed like he disagreed how they went about it, but he's not disagreeing with the metaverse. And I will say again, you are living in a dream world if you think Donald could get his vision 100% across. One argument I keep seeing is that Rocket Racing should be more like Mario Kart Racing or something along them lines. Although Epic Games didn't acquire Nintendo, they acquired Rocket League publishers Psyonix. So Fortnite were definitely looking at a game that would be in essence Rocket League. For the way it plays, the way it acts, and the way it responds. And to add on to that point, in 2021, Fortnite acquired Harmonic. I feel like you think Fortnite came up with this metaverse thing overnight and didn't start acquiring the things to be able to make this well before Donald Mustard left. An Epic Games partnership with Lego was announced April 2022. Although I find it absolutely ludicrous that we're having an argument or having a discussion that Rocket Racing is too rigid, it's not evolving enough. It's been out for 6 months, and also we're currently in Chapter 5 Season 3 where the community, majority of them, is up in arms that Fortnite has completely changed the meta to a car meta, which was probably introduced and probably polished off because of their connections with the Rocket League publishers. Do you know horses, when they wear the things at the side of their face, which I believe are called blinkers, and that's literally what you wear and you only seem to see what's right in front of you and not the whole picture? I'm pretty sure by the end of the year, Rocket Racing would have done more updates, collabs, and maybe change a couple of things, as Fortnite has a distinct habit of doing that. Now, I don't play Rocket League a lot, but I've got someone who plays it quite a bit, and that is Let's See.
Whoa, I'm on somebody else's channel. Cool. Thank you, Jay, for dragging me into this, but today I'm going to be talking about Rocket Racing from the standpoint of somebody who's been in the top 1,000 Unreal Rocket Racers 2 seasons in a row now. But that being said, I'm Litzy, your favorite rapping yapper. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with the pros and why I love this game as much as I do. First of all, the mechanics. Oh, the mechanics. This game is a racing game that lets you fly and change the gravity of the game with the press of the few buttons. Obviously, this game takes a lot of mechanics from Rocket League and adapts them into a racing game, that being one of the most beautiful combinations in my eyes. It's almost every day that I'm learning something new about rocket racing tracks just because of how insane the mechanics can be and how those mechanics can be pushed to the absolute limit. Another thing I love is the car customization. Now, I get it. Some people might not like the cars or care about them because the cars, they're expensive. I get so much joy out of creating these crazy lit cars and just racing with my creations. Like, come on. I have a kitted out Lamborghini with Darth Maul tires. Come on, you can't tell me that's not cool. Now, I'm gonna be the weird kid at the table and say I'm one of Rocket Racing's biggest defenders. I love this game and the overall arcade racing genre to death. But that doesn't mean I don't have some huge issues with this game. So as much as I defend this game, I want to see it get better. Now, on to the cons. This game can get stale for people who aren't as invested into it as I am. I hear everyone saying that it's boring and that they'd want a game more like Mario Kart, which I'll get into in a sec. And this is the main reason why Rocket Racing isn't very popular. Another reason was that on release, Rocket Racing was admittedly a buggy mess. First impressions are everything, and the impressions that people got from Rocket Racing at the start still leaves a sour taste in people's mouths today. I hear people online saying that Rocket Racing is still a buggy mess when it's like, that's just not true. I'm guessing they got that opinion when the mode first came out, but then acts like the game literally never got better. The gameplay is a lot more smoothly now, and as for the Mario Kart thing, Mario Kart is a different type of racing game entirely. Mario Kart is a kart racing game genre, known for its lower vehicle speeds and especially for its items. Whereas Rocket Racing, an arcade racer, is a fast, strictly skillful type of game, lacking items and luck entirely. What people are asking is for Rocket Racing to literally completely change the genre of game it is entirely. I have my issues with this, but I can see a mode where Rocket Racing having some items in there, but still ultimately playing the same, maybe just without the turbo gimmick, being a thing. Rocket League has a mode where players can use power-ups, so I don't see why Rocket Racing can't do the same. And heck, maybe some of the items can be based off Fortnite items with their own rarities. Like, imagine this. A rocket launcher that works like a turtle shell in Mario Kart. Boogie bombs that makes it hard for you to steer because you're like jamming out. And hey, get a little more wacky. Maybe add a chrome splash that lets your car go chrome and phase through other vehicles and select walls for shortcuts. Much like Chapter 3 Season 4. This all sounds fun, but only for a casual game mode. But I'd still like to have the core racing mode in there, but only for ranked games. Because if we were to take out the core racing mode entirely, it's like doing that exact thing to Rocket League, where you take out the normal game mode where there's no power-ups or anything, and you just replace it with the one with the power-ups.
It's almost like the argument what we currently have in BR is almost now being mirrored in Rocket Racing. And that maybe the game is too arcade competitive and it should be more like Mario Kart. And is it something we've got to consider that in a car meta battle royale season, is Rocket Racing going to suffer? Like in my head, how it goes is that Fortnite has introduced more modes to keep you more attached to the game, keep you on the game for longer. I feel like for the majority of people, BR at the moment is going to be your top played game mode. So I feel like in the car meta season, if you've had enough of BR and you think, you know what, I want to chill out, Lego Fortnite, Fortnite Festival. I don't think Rocket Racing is in that sort of realm. Like, it's competitive, and also it's got cars in it, so if you've just played 2 hours of Fortnite Battle Royale this season, maybe you don't want to start playing Rocket Racing. But moving away from Chapter 5 Season 3, in terms of the LEGO Festival argument being a bit more of chiller game modes, and Rocket Racing being a bit more competitive driven, See what I did there? It might actually have some legs. So how do you rate the game modes? If you've had enough of Battle Royale, or you can tell me that Battle Royale is not your favourite game mode, I would rate them BR number 1, Lego number 2, Rocket Race number 3, and Fortnite Festival for me is number 4. Let me know down in the comments what your rating is. Now the rest of Lit's points are interesting and one I wouldn't really agree with, but I feel like the masses probably would.
Rocket Racing would have done better if it was a different game, separated from Fortnite entirely.
Now this is just not Fortnite's direction. Lit goes on to say if this was the case, it would be more polished and Epic would have more of a focused team on it, which I have to disagree because obviously that is not really how they're operating at the moment. Rocket Racing is in collaboration with Psyonix. Now I guess an issue you could bring up is the fact you're spreading yourself thin between Rocket League and Rocket Racing, and indeed Fortnite itself. And this could be the reason why they extended this season. I played a bit of Rocket Racing today, and the time between games were a little too long, and obviously the creative maps are interesting. So when Lit talks about power-up modes, that's probably when they should be going, introducing more game modes for this game. And once again, thanks for Lit for joining us on this video. Links will be in the description. And if you want to see a video about Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3 and all the controversy, this video might be for you. Anyway, it has been your boy Mr. JIY. Till next time, bye bye.